Today, we are going to further talk about text functions. This is the second video of two-part series of text function. I'll mention the link of the first video in the description of this video. Please check out that video first if you want to know about the functions which are covered in the first video. I am in my Excel right now. Similar to other videos, I have created a few objectives for this demonstration. Let me show you the data first. In this data, I have name and unique ID numbers for approximately 30 people. Let's check the objectives. The objective is that from this data, I have to create passwords in multiple fashion. To create first three letter of the name and middle three digits of unique ID after first two digit. So firstly, let me show you how to find middle three digits skipping the first two digits. So here I need to apply mid formula. I would type equals to mid, and it is asking me to select the text from which I need to pull the mid number. I'll select this text. Now it is asking me that what is the start number. So since we have to skip first two digits, hence my starting number would be 3 because I have to start including or extracting the text from third character onwards. So I'll insert 3 here, and now because we need 3 characters from where we start, hence I'd select 3 again. So when I pressed enter, you would notice that 389 has returned, which is actually skipping the 9 and 5 and then giving me 389 as the character. If I double click or drag it down, you would notice that 259 is again similarly skipping 9 and 2 and taking then 3 characters. Similarly, 096 is after skipping 9 and 8 and giving me the next 3 characters, and so on. Now I'll show you one more function to include this in the password, which is concatenate. I'll insert one column here and show you how concatenate works. So I'll type equals to concatenate, and here you see the description of this, that it joins several text strings into one text string. So I'll click tab and it is asking me for text 1. Again, my first text is upper left from this name for 3 characters, close bracket for left and close bracket for upper, comma, this number which I have identified in column E. I'll close the bracket now and press enter, and here you see that the password which we needed has got generated. I double clicked it to drag it all the way down, and this is how concatenate works. Now the last thing that we need to do is return first name from the full name. For this, another function is used, which is find. What this function does is that it finds a particular text string from the text we define. So in this case, you would observe that the first name is followed by a space followed by the second name. Space is also a character which is identified as a character in Excel, like A, B, C, D. So we would use space as a character to find the first name. So what I will do is, firstly I'll find that at which place does the space exist. So I'll do equals to find, and like I told you, it returns the string position of one text string within another text string, and it says that find is case sensitive. What I'll find is I'll find space. So I have put space within inverted commas, and within text is Paul Long. And here you see that it is returning the value 5. Why? Because Paul is a 4 character name, and space exists on the fifth character. Similarly, if I do for Taylor, Jennifer, and Roger as well, I'll paste the formula and you would see that space exists at a different position in each name. So we'll use this to define that how to take first name. Okay. So to pull first name, I would need to do equals to left and select this text. And now it is asking for number of characters. Since we have found that the space exists at fifth position, I can simply select this cell G2 where I have found the position of space, and let's see if it returns or not. So this way it has correctly returned the first name for me. If I drag it, you would observe that this formula is working for all of the data that we have, right? So this is how you identify first name. What you could also do is that you could include this find space A2 within this left formula only. Instead of G2, I can replace G2 with the formula which I applied in the cell G2 and dragged it down. And now even if I delete the data in G2, you see that the formula or the results that is calculated here remains intact. So this is how you identify first name from the data that we had. Now there is one more function that I wanted to show you, which is the trim function, which is also a very important function in text functions. So to do this, I'll just copy the column H and paste it as a value so that the formula disappears and now only the first name is coming. Now what you would observe is that if you double click on any cell, you would notice that the space is there after each first name. So one way to fix this could have been that in the left function only, we could have done a -1 after find to bring the cursor back from, let's suppose for Paul, bring the cursor back from 5 to 4 so that only the 4 characters would have got chosen. But there is another function which I can use to remove these spaces, and which is trim function. So what I can do is I can type equals to trim, and what it says is that it removes all spaces from a text string except for single space between words. So which means that even if the text string has a space before the text or after the text, it would be removed. But if there are any text strings between the texts, then it will not be removed. So for this, I would use trim, and it's asking me for the text. So I'll select this text, and now you would observe that if I drag it down and to show you what I'll do is I'll copy and paste value. And now if you select any of the cell, you would observe that the space has gone. The space is not there. There is another function to identify the length of the text string that we have. So for example, if I want to identify that what is the length of first name, I could type equals to len and select the text, and it would give me the length of the first name. Similarly, let's suppose if I want to find that what was the length in this case in column H, I could type equals to len and select the text in column H, and you see that it is giving me the length of 5, which means that this particular text had 5 characters, whereas this particular text has 4 characters. So in this demonstration, we have covered multiple functions and combination of those functions. I have also showed you how to apply one function inside another function to make your formula more efficient or to keep your Excel worksheet clean. I hope you understand these concepts well, please feel free to rewind video to see any specific portion of the demonstration and understand the concept well. Thank you for watching.